Right, I'm headed for Carson City, and I'm going to look at a box of records. They want to give me a whole box of records for free, and I want to offer them some money. We'll see what happens. And I did ask them, I said, if there's one record in there, can you tell me what it is? And they said there's a Joan Jett in there. So I know it's not a bunch of Montavani and Perry Como. All right, we'll see you in Carson City. So I met a couple at my work, and they offered to give me free records, a box of records. So I went to Carson City to see. I wanted to give them money. They wouldn't take it. So free records, what can I say? I'll show those later on in the video. Oh, the hat? No, I just like the hat. I'm not switching teams. And I also went to 2 thrift stores and an antique mall and found one sealed record. So let's have a look. Come along with me, and we'll see what I find. Almost there. That's Slide Mountain right there. We had a good snowfall this last week. All right, this is a good thrift store. We call it the Fish. Let's see if there's anything. So I'm not really seeing much here. The records are only 45 cents, and this Jose Feliciano has Chico and the Man on it. Maybe I do have this sold. That's in the shrink though. We got Chet here, which is always good, and Lover's Guitar, Chet Atkins. So, but what I did find is another North Mississippi All-Stars, and I don't have that one. This is excellent. So I did pull 2 records out of that thrift store and a bunch of CDs. I'll show those later on. And as I said, all the free records, I'll show those, maybe 15 or so. But the two vinyl records that I did pull, Pacific Jazz. This is the 50s Volume 1 Jazz. Jerry Mulligan is on here. This is really, really good. This is from 1956, and this is this was printed later. But you have Chet Baker, Bud Shank, I Said Jerry Mulligan, Clifford Brown. This is just exceptional. Really, really good. I listened to both sides, and this is on Pacific Jazz, and I will show you the nice Pacific Jazz label. And I do like my jazz. I'm really a genre jumper because it keeps it fresh. I can keep listening to music, and I don't get burnt out on post-punk, or if I'm into rock or classic rock or 80s or 90s or whatever. If I go to jazz, even a little classical, I'm telling you, I just really enjoy music. And check this out. This is an OJC. This is Jackie McLean. And this is Jackie McLean from 1956. It has Donald Byrd, Art Taylor, Hank Mobley with the great Jackie McLean. And this is 4, 5, and 6. And this plays great. This is on Prestige. I'll show you. So these are the original jazz classics represses, and I think this is the repress from 1983, which this is really cool. And yes, at 45 cents a record. So it can be done. You go out there and look. Diligence, it can happen. Okay, so thrift store number 2. And, you know, I met Jesse Colin Young. He's a great guy. There's a chairman of the board. Now, there's some Americana roots music right there. Doug Kershaw. I wonder what's on here. Pretty nice. And that's a good Kenny album, and this is really good. Something's Burning on here. Reuben James. This is, you know what, I might get that one. And George Benson is so good. This is a really good collection. I have a really clean copy of that. Let's see. Oh man, look at this Mose Allison. Live? Seventh Son? What? Live at the Lighthouse in Hermosa Beach. I know right where that's at. Okay, let's see. Mills Brothers. Glowworm, right? Moonglow. Gato Barbieri. There's Dan. Tom. These guys were so funny live. I'm telling you, I've seen them several times in the old days. Wynton Marsalis. Frankie. So, oh man, there's a hat for you right there. So I didn't pull any records from that thrift store at all, but I want to show you a record, a sealed record that I got on my very last stop. It's an antique mall. I did pay $12 for it, and this is this was my favorite find of the day because I love this artist, Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks. Now this is not the record I pulled. This is my favorite record. This is the second release. This is on Blue Thumb Records, and this is that fold out. And this is a live album from the Troubadour. I just absolutely adore this record. And there's the Lickettes and Dan Hicks. And this is on Tommy LaPuma's Blue Thumb Records. And again, I'm just crazy about this record. I've been listening to this record since I was a 14-year-old kid. I feel like singing by hook or by crook, coast to coast, reeling down, news from up the street. I could go, "Where's the money?" on the title. But this is what I found. And I've been looking for this for the longest time, and this is sealed. This is the debut Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks. This is original recordings. And this is on that Globe label. This is very cool. And I'm sure it's perfectly sealed. I'm sure this is going to sound beautiful. There's Dan Hicks, I'm sure, in San Francisco. And some great songs. You have canned music here. We've got How Can I Miss You If You Won't Go Away? Shorty Takes a Dive. I Scare Myself. Evening Breeze. Shorty Falls in Love. I mean, I just love this music. I'll never tire of it. I mean, he's very old-timey. It's old 20s and 30s style as well for Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks. So I'm going to go ahead and do a flip video. I found other CDs and the vinyl records that were given to me for free. Hey, thanks for watching. Enjoy the records. And here goes for my free records. They're mostly Beatles. Have a look. Well, I did all right in Carson City. Free records are always good. Like I said, I did offer some money and they didn't want to take it. So it's always a nice trip to leave Reno and Sparks for Carson City.